Welcome to CES Week, everybody. Jason LeDuc here. We are coming to you live from the Fusion42 Top Startup event here at Atomic Golf in downtown Las Vegas, Nevada. It's CES Week. The whole city is abuzz with everything going on. If you're not familiar with CES, it stands for Consumer Electronics Show. It's one of the biggest conventions in the world. Pretty much the entire city is taken up with this convention this week. And we've got amazing guests here coming in from out of town to see all the great consumer electronics stuff, the startup stuff, great guests like Darren, who's in from Los Angeles. Darren, tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us what brings you to CES this week.
Well, I'm trying to hit a hard 8. So
aren't we all? Aren't we all?
Hit a couple earlier. So I'm an executive producer of a show called Going Public, and it's a show like Shark Tank where the viewers can actually invest into the companies while they watch.
Oh, that's fantastic.
It's an interactive investing show. And the reason we're here is that just this morning, we announced a definitive distribution deal with X, which has 600 million monthly active users. They're ranked #1 in news globally. And the last show that they licensed was a sports reality series called The Off Season. That show generated 180 million views across 6 episodes. So we've been at this for 7 years. We've produced 2 seasons. We're in production for season 3, which we're now thrilled to share. We'll stream exclusively on X in March.
Fantastic. Where can people see the first 2 seasons if they're interested in that?
We stream them on our website, which is goingpublic.com. I'm a big brand builder, and I believe in mainstream brands and domains. So we're lucky to have the goingpublic.com domain. But you can go there and see seasons 1 and 2. Season 1 was hosted by Lauren Simmons, who was the youngest ever female trader on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange. Season 2, we just released a few months ago on MarketWatch.com, hosted by Baron Davis, who is a 2-time NBA All-Star and prolific investor.
Okay, and your background in the startup world, in the tech world, the TV, what? Tell us about it. Tell us how we got from the very beginning to here today.
Well, what's interesting is, I'm not a Hollywood guy, and nor am I a finance bro or a Wall Street guy. I'm a college dropout. I went to UCLA for 5 years.
You're perfect for the entrepreneurial startup community.
Dropped out of school, got into sales. I sold Oracle software for a decade. And then I started a marketing agency in 2015 that was involved in the marketing of securities. The Jobs Act of 2012 was a piece of legislation that was groundbreaking. It allowed emerging companies in the United States to market their investment opportunities for the first time and raise capital from non-accredited retail investors, everyday Americans. And in 2017, my partner, Todd Goldberg, took me to dinner at a steakhouse in New York and said, Darren, we should create a show like Shark Tank where the viewers can invest. And of course, I turned him down. I told him it was a dumb idea. I'd heard it like 30 or 40 times. And it's interesting because it's one of the most commonly pitched ideas in Hollywood and on Wall Street. But what we realized is that the reason it didn't exist is because it's incredibly complicated.
Yeah, what were some of the challenges that you guys had to overcome to make this work?
Well, here's some of the puzzle pieces. So you need a production company, check. You need capital. We've raised 10 million, check. You need a software platform that can process the investments in real time compliantly. We have that. We also own and operate a FINRA broker-dealer. We own and operate a FINRA funding portal. And so we've solved for the compliance because that's one of the key elements to creating the show and bringing it to life and getting a platform like X, owned by Elon Musk, comfortable that we had the expertise to do this in a way that wasn't going to put their platform at risk, because this is generally a concept that when we've pitched it in the past, people get leery. Is that legal? How does this work? What if investors lose money? Are we going to get sued? Those are fair questions, but the truth of the matter is that we are, using capital raising tools in this series that have been around for 7 or 8 years. There's been billions of dollars raised. We're just taking those tools and making them mainstream.
Okay, that's awesome. Do you have a favorite pitch from the first 2 seasons, and can you tell us what it is?
Really good question. Yeah, look, we had a company in season 1 called Hammett. And I like this company because my wife's a customer. It's a luxury women's handbag company based in Los Angeles. And Tony Drockton, who's the CEO of the business, not technically the original founder, calls himself the chief cheerleader. He's charismatic. He's ambitious. He's very likable. This is a company doing, $50 million plus or minus in annual revenue. And it's a company that I like personally because I know that product. We have those products in my house, and it's a cool brand.
So are you an investor yourself?
I'm an investor in a handful of the companies that are in the series, and I'm also an investor in my own company. And it's an interesting point because, you know, we're here at a pitch event in Las Vegas. I'm one of the people pitching. We're raising capital.
Okay.
But I've also put my own money into my own company. And I'm fortunate to have been able to do that. But when founders pitch me, I often ask them, well, how much money have you put into your own business?
Great
And
question.
I'm
right?
not saying you need to write $100,000 into your own business for me to be interested. But the bottom line is that if you're a founder, you're looking for capital and you're not willing to put your own money into your own business, I don't care if it's $1,000, $5,000, $10,000, that's a problem. You probably should rethink what you're doing and why you're doing it. You
Also-
really, you've got to be all in.
Also talk to 100 potential customers first.
He's right. Listen,
We say it all the time. Kurt will come on and we say it all the time and nobody believes us.
I ask this question on X all the time. You know, would you rather have raised $2 million in a priced round or have $2 million in ARR? And it always gets different answers, but the bottom line is sales cures all.
Yeah.
If you can solve a problem
No,
and get paid for it, that's step one.
How is there not only one answer to that question? ARR, sales cures everything.
We're aligned here. So
So I knew you'd be a great guest when we met you in the elevator on the way up. So
my brother from another mother. I'll see you at the craps table. Let's hit that hard eight, my
Right.
friend.
So into it. I haven't played craps in so long. I miss it. When you live in Vegas, you kind of have to pace
I'm
yourself.
sure it's the last thing you want to do here.
It's not the last thing, but it's
Close
it's
to last.
not top of mind. How much have you been pitching? How often are you pitching? Is this kind of, are you doing this kind of for Kurt as part of CES?
No, listen,
or-
like I have a business partner and we divide and conquer. And I admire solo founders because I think it's really fucking hard to run a business on your
too
own.
hard. Get a co-founder.
But
too hard.
I'm of the belief that founders should always be pitching and in some cases always be raising. And this isn't controversial, but I think it's a bit contrarian because conventional wisdom says go try to raise a few $1,000,000 over 3 months and then apply that capital over the next 2 years and focus on your business. But that hasn't been our reality. We've had to raise capital over and over and over. We have 80 investors. I've pitched my business thousands of times, which means I've been rejected and told no or ignored or ghosted thousands of times.
Yeah.
But we also have nearly 100 investors and people are blown away. Oh my God, how do you have 100 investors? I've pitched this fucker thousands of times. That's how we did it. So we're told no a lot. So I'm constantly pitching. And sometimes what you find is that, you know, you're pitching to raise capital and you find a client that could be $1 million in revenue. You find a partner, you find, you know, an employee. So founders need to get used to pitching. I'm excited to pitch tonight. And I think the key is, you know, you need a succinct 60-second pitch. If you can't tell people what it is you do, why they should care, what you've accomplished before you raise any money, you're hang up the cleats. You know, you really have to get used to doing it over and over and over, super fast paced, less is more, and then have the investor say, tell me more.
So every investor is different. Some like to give founders feedback. Some like to say maybe. Some like to say no, thank you, and that's it. What's the best no you ever got, and did it come with valuable feedback?
Well, I mean, I've pitched so many people that I'll give you an interesting answer. This is maybe a little bit of like a sidebar. I pitched a guy who gave me a verbal for $5 million within the first 30 seconds. And I couldn't believe it. And I got referred to this guy, by the way, from an existing investor. So I was like, maybe he's credible. This guy turned out to be a fraud. He was a scammer. He lived in a dirty apartment somewhere in, you know, in a city you wouldn't want to be in. And it was like an ego trip. This guy was a sociopath. That was basically a no, even though he said yes. He was a total con artist. You know, look, as a founder, you're looking for a quick no. And in my experience, real investors lean in or out right away within the first 1 to 2 minutes. Doesn't mean they're going to wire you $1 million in a minute. But if you don't know whether an investor is leaning in or out, that means it's a no. The signals for a yes are very simple. They're what you would expect. Wow, this is a great pitch. Oh my God, this is visionary. I like what you guys are doing. That's impressive.
Where do I wire the money?
Those are where do I wire? Those are buying signals. You have to look for the buying signals. What I also like to do is I send my deck in advance to any investor. You know, founders say, oh, I want to sign an NDA. That's stupid. No one's signing an NDA. Oh, I don't want to send my deck out until I have a call. I want to pitch. Save yourself some time. Send the investor a deck. If they're not into it, they're going to tell you they're not going to show up. You've saved yourself some time. Conversely, if they like the idea or they've gone through the deck, now when you talk to them, they've got a foundation. And so you don't have to pitch. You can just have a conversation. And those are the more effective pitches anyways.
How do we look over there? All right. No, you're
No.
cool. We're just doing a live stream. So So no, we always love to be interactive. If you want,
You guys look good.
yeah,
Thank you.
it looks okay on this end.
Well, thanks to this guy, and they did this in like 5 minutes. So.
But it was like half an hour. But we do this every Saturday. I'm gonna make a pitch for Josh Levitt's Tech Alley event Saturday in downtown Las Vegas. Every third Saturday of the month, the whole tech community gets together and they have technical talks. Kurt Cummins does his who's got my money talk.
I like that.
So yeah, it's great. It's just really great how Josh has helped the tech community, startup community get together. So we're getting a lot of practice setting stuff up in really weird locations and trying to do it really quickly. We're getting pretty good.
You guys knocked it out of the park today.
Yeah, I'm really pleased how smooth this went. It doesn't usually go this smoothly. How much are you looking to raise?
We're looking to raise $15 million. It's a priced round. We have a lead in the round. And
is this considered a Series A for you guys?
it's somewhere between a Series A and B.
Between A and a B.
It's an ab.
An ab. Series ab. Work on your abs.
I need to work more on the abs.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, well, I'll be looking closely at your pitch tonight. I'm
Amazing.
excited because I've looked at a lot of angel pitches. Back when I was doing my MBA at UNLV, I was part of a group called Rebel Venture Fund.
Sure.
Student-led angel investing fund. Lots of fun. Learned more from that than all the coursework I did in my MBA.
Amazing.
It was really amazing. So I looked at a lot of pre-seed, a lot of angel pitches. And that's kind of the world I live in, is working with angel investors, helping them out and looking at those pitches and being mentors to those early stage.
I love it.
I'm looking forward to seeing a further down the road pitch.
Well, listen, I'm pioneering a new category of startup investing here tonight. Screw the pre-seed.
Everybody, just so you know, we'll get started in 20-25 minutes. You're in the right
You can
place
hear
to
this.
hear
We're
more
they're getting ready for the big event.
awesomeness and pitching and venture capital and startups. This is where all the cool kids are going to be, is up here.
You heard it here.
Well,
You heard it here. All the cool kids are going to be here. So if you're in Las Vegas, if you're here for CES and you're watching this, come on down to Atomic Golf. Tell them you're here for the Fusion 42
come on down,
event.
and we're launching a new category. It's called the molecule round.
The molecule round.
We invest in founders before they even have ideas. Boom.
Boom.
Mic fucking drop.
Boom.
That's it.
If these
That's
mics
a joke,
drop,
by
that
the
would be
way.
it.
I just think it's ridiculous. I think the pre-seed category, it's like a marketing term that investors
Well,
use to try to get better deal flow.
You're talking. Look, when you're talking about the molecule round, that doesn't even have an idea. Look, that was 2014. That was all of 2014
Well,
and
he's
2015,
got a point.
right? That was. Hey, you want a few $1 million for startup? Well, I don't
Shut
have.
up and take
you don't
my
have
money.
an idea. Yeah, but I like you. I have confidence in you. Can you build a management team around yourself? I don't know
Sure.
what that is. I don't care. Where do I wire the money?
He's right. I mean, but I do think like that. What's the difference between a pre-seed and a seed round? It's very minuscule.
matter.
I think it's a marketing term. So I jokingly say I'm going to pioneer the molecule round where we invest in founders before they have ideas. Which apparently there are people that will look for those kind of founders, and they have some algorithm or some witchcraft they'll perform and be like,
Yep.
this is the guy, she's the one.
Yep.
I
And
don't
it
know.
is. It's all witchcraft. Don't let it. Anyone who's doing it, don't let anyone tell you they're doing complicated
Listen,
differential equations analysis on
There,
these companies.
I will say this. I have 2 investors out of 80 that are like savant level investors.
Yep.
And they are very witchy. One is Chris Birch, who's the co-founder of fashion juggernaut Tory Burch. He's a billionaire. And then one is Cyan Bannister, who was a seed investor in Uber.
They kind of know what they're doing. Yeah.
She turned $50,000 into $250 million with her husband Scott Bannister, and the Uber seed round turned into IPO. But they invest on energy. And so I say witchy in a positive way. Like, they don't need to look at the pro forma and go and do some fucking calculation and
Yep.
math. They really have an intuition about the person or the team.
Yep.
And they bet on the founder, and they're some of the most successful investors in the world.
And just
so
remember,
there is something to that.
Just remember, intuition comes from years of practice, years of
That's right.
experience, years of doing it over and over again. And we've all been out there. We've had successes, we've had failures. That's where our intuition
That's
comes
right.
from.
If you are doing ayahuasca, you're not having intuitions. If you're taking mushrooms, those aren't intuitions. Those are drug-induced something else.
Although that would be a
So just be careful.
I would love to read that PhD thesis on comparing the really creme de la creme of investors who, the ones who are smart enough to invest in Uber, who aren't kicking themselves for missing Uber
Yes.
20 years ago, and the ones who are just on mushrooms and ayahuasca. And I look, if you're looking for a PhD thesis, I think that's a great one.
By the way, I actually saw this. I did have an investor, one of our biggest investors, who took ayahuasca, And then after his trip, he said, "Man, I was tripping out about you guys and the Going Public series. I'm in." So, you know,
All right.
maybe he did have an intuition.
All right. Well, I retract everything I've said about ayahuasca.
I've never done it. It's not my thing. I'm non-judgmental, but be careful out there.
So for all the folks who are a little further behind you in their journey as a founder, what do you do to prepare for a pitch? What were you getting ready for before you rode the elevator up with us tonight?
Well, look, I mean, I know exactly what I'm going to say because I've used the exact same pitch for years. And I have a 30-second, 60-second, 90-second, you name it, whatever version, I have it. And one of the things that's important for startup founders, you really do need to give the same pitch to hundreds or thousands of different people. I do not ascribe to this idea of, well, for this person, give this pitch, and that person, give this pitch. You need to pitch people the same over and over and over. And by the way, that applies to your employees, your prospective employees, investors, partners. You should be saying the same things about your business. So I have a pitch. I often practice beforehand in a hotel room, in an Uber over, just to make sure I've got it down. Doesn't mean I'll be flawless or perfect, but I do think it can instill confidence. When you repeat it, you say it out loud. Sometimes I'll record it and go out there and have fun. You know, at the end of the day, there is an energy to this, and investors are looking for authenticity more than anything.
Yep.
In a business, things are going to go wrong. Shit's going to hit the fan. If you come off as overly cocky, aggressive, unrealistic, those are negative signals. So, you know, it's okay to make mistakes in a pitch, but at minimum, you do want to project confidence. You need to know your numbers, and there needs to be an ask. You need to make an ask at the end of the pitch. That's your close.
Yeah, some of the most successful pitches I've ever seen to the ones where they say, "Well, what do you need the money for?" And they go, "Well, we kind of made some mistakes with the last round,
That's trouble.
and we're going to correct them this way with the money you're going to give us." And some of the most successful pitches I've seen have been where people have really come clean and said, "We know where we messed up before. Now we know how to go forward properly."
The other strategy that I've been thinking about is the SBF strategy, where people are asking me questions in a boardroom in a venture capital office in San Francisco, and I just ignore them. Like I'm ghosting them in the meeting, playing Fortnite or League of Legends in SBF's case, and see if people's heads explode. Oh my God, this guy's a fucking genius. He's ignoring us. Let's give him, in Sequoia's case, $250 million and just watch him burn it to the ground. That was an obvious red flag. Sequoia didn't see it. A lot of other investors didn't see it. I do not encourage you to play League of Legends, but yeah, I think you have to be authentic. You have to be yourself, and you got to be a little weird. I think lean into that weirdness. If you're an autist, you got little Asperger's, you know, that can be a signal.
Yep.
Elon Musk, you know.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt to be a little unique. Investors like that. So are you here all week for CES?
I'm here through Thursday, and depending if I hit that hard 8, I mean, I may stay Thursday night and leave Friday. But, you know, we spent some time today with X and Linda Yaccarino, who's the CEO, who's our sponsor, and we're here networking. And I guess, you know, the other thing about pitch events is founders come to these events thinking, I'm here to pitch and raise money. And no, you're actually here to build a network and build a relationship.
Yeah.
We got a $250,000 investment yesterday from a guy that I've known for 3 years that has said no to me for 2 years in a row, but I keep in touch with him. And over the last 36 months, he's gotten to trust me. He's seen our ability to execute, outperform, and overachieve, and just have staying power. It's a relationship game. There may be somebody here that I meet today that could cut us a $10 million check in 3 years. So you really have to have a long-term lens. You're not here to go close somebody. You're here to build your network, and it takes time. It takes time for people to really have trust in you, and you never know where these relationships can go. So you have to have an open mind and just, again, play the long game.
Excellent. Well, that's great news. You already picked up a little investment while you're here.
Absolutely.
Definitely worth a trip to Vegas. It's no hard 8.
No hard 8. It's better than a hard 8.
Yeah. Other than the hard 8, is there anything you're excited about seeing at CES while you're here this week?
No, I mean, I'm just here to meet people.
Yeah.
You know, I'm here to meet people that are interested in startups, business, media, content, and network. And I think that's another thing is, like, you know, it's way post-COVID now, but you do have to get out there. You have to meet people in the real world, and there's a balance. You shouldn't be that guy at the conference or the girl at the conference where you're going to every startup event, you know, under the sun, and 3 events a day. You have to be selective, but you can build a stronger relationship with somebody, looking them in the eye, shaking their hand. It's different than pitching over Zoom or DMing somebody on X or LinkedIn message. So you have to get out there. This is a great excuse to get out. For me, I'm in LA. It's a quick flight, and there's so many impressive people here. Entrepreneurs, content creators, investors, business executives. So we're happy to spend 3 days here and roll the dice.
Yeah, it's been fantastic. I didn't raise any money, but I went around the Venetian today, especially Eureka Park, going around all the startups, and did a little bit of filming with folks with some of the booths, and I've got like 5 or 6 new podcast guests for my regular podcast. So I hope you'll be on my podcast.
Boom. That was it.
We'll get connected before you leave tonight on LinkedIn or something like that. But I would love to do an interview with you and
We'll be honored.
really dig the nuts and bolts of your management team and how you lead your team and what you've learned about leadership over the years. So,
You got it.
So, well, it's great. If you see Kurt,
Thank you.
send him see if he's got someone else for us. I don't want to keep you because I know you're getting ready to go pitch. So
Thank you guys
but I
for
know-
watching.
Yeah, it's my pleasure for having you on, and thank you for joining us.
Awesome.
All right,
Thank
good
you guys
luck
so much.
tonight.
Thank you.
All right. Hey, Dave, has Kurt got somebody else for us? Did you have a good time? Means a lot. You're in the business, so yeah. All right, I got to put the glasses on camera. Ooh. Hi, come on, have a seat. We're just doing the contact exchange. There you go, man. Thanks.
You look so handsome.
Oh, how you doing, man? Hey,
Nice to meet you.
I'm Jason.
I'm Denise Rodriguez.
Denise Rodriguez. Tell me all about you, Denise Rodriguez. Are you pitching tonight?
Yes, I am.
Tell me about your company. Get a little closer to the
Well,
microphone.
First of all, I'm from Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico.
Okay.
I'm a corporate lawyer in Mexico. And since 2018, we've been developing technology for agriculture. We did our first prototype in 2018,
Okay.
monitoring the soil, humidity, and temperature. And,
Okay.
and with that, and with the idea of the Lean Startup, we start to bring the prototype to the farmers to try it
Okay.
and get feedback. So with the feedback of the farmers, we started to robust the system. And right now we are in the 4th generation and with better ideas.
Okay. So I have many questions,
Yes,
and these are in
please.
no particular order. So what do the farmers do with this when they use it?
Okay, they receive live information of the soil,
Okay.
electroconductivity, pH, humidity, temperature, and nutrients.
Right. So they're going from before they had this, like, well, it rained last week, so that's I think the soil's kind of okay, to
Uh-huh.
now minute by minute they know the all the science behind the soil. They know what to plant.
Yeah.
They know when to plant it. They know what they should switch. All that kind of stuff, right?
And then they receive report A because in 1 acre the soil is not the same.
Right.
In 20 meters, the soil has to be
Okay.
drained,
Yep.
and without natural resources as water,
Yep.
fertilizers, and the capacity of the human hand to help in the crops, to check it, we resolve that.
Okay.
We bring that solution to the farmer, but now we added some new services, such as we are adding, that's why we are looking for raising capital. Fintech,
Okay.
financing the farmers.
Okay,
and
great.
This is hearing the problems that the farmers have.
Yeah. So that was my next question for you: is what was the feedback you got from the farmers on the prototype?
Oh, well, we first, remember, we initiate only censoring the soil, humidity, and temperature. After all the feedback, it was pH, electroconductivity, nutrients, humidity, temperature from the soil, and the ambient, also the humidity and the temperature. And now, because of the feedback of the farmers, they say, well, I have my product, but sometimes I don't have the buyer,
Right.
the right buyer. And
Okay.
then I have to sell in a very low cost my product. And also sometimes I don't have cash flow.
Right.
And sometimes I don't have that control to do
Okay.
what I have to do to do a better
Okay.
business.
So you're bringing the financing to help the farmers with cash flow. It sounds like you're helping them find markets for their products
And globally.
and globally. So now what you're really doing for farmers is you're not just helping them measure the soil. You're helping bring stability not just to individual farmers but to big agricultural markets as a whole.
And we have to do that because right now, with all the change of climate, you know, we don't have enough space to grow our food.
Yeah, absolutely, right?
And if we don't do changes in that by 2050, people won't have enough food.
Yep. Okay, so everybody either needs to start eating a little bit less,
No.
or you guys need to check out what she's
Improve
working
the
on,
way
and we
the-
need to spread the word on this so more farmers in more parts of the world can get a hold of this, right?
Yeah, we need to improve the way we grow our food and bring tools for the farmers like artificial intelligence, fintech, to connect them with the right buyers.
Yep.
And we are bringing that services to our solutions.
That's fantastic. So you were a corporate lawyer.
I am.
You are a corporate lawyer. How did you get involved in this?
Well, because my husband and I have a nationwide firm, and I was exposed to see those problems were in agriculture, and in 2018, I said, okay, I'll go out of my.
So instead of saying somebody should do something about this,
I'll do that.
you said, I'll do something about this.
And we have done a lot of pilots in California and Mexico.
Okay.
And I've been asked in Africa, but no.
It's a little harder there for
No, I need
various
something
reasons.
More local,
Yeah.
You know?
So is this so you are pitching tonight?
Yes.
Is this your first round raising money, or?
No, I've raised money, but organic in
Yep.
the family.
Okay, so friends and family money. So this is, how much are you looking to raise for this round?
$10 million.
$10 million. That's a good size raise, especially for your first time pitching investors.
Yes, but we are bringing big solutions
Yeah,
for a lot
absolutely.
of farmers. And with the new model of business, we are gonna have several ways to gain money.
Okay, outstanding. So
Not only for us, and we are
for the farmers, yeah. So
and for the people,
and for the people, right?
because we are gonna have more food, more plants.
Yeah, we're gonna have it all. It's gonna be great. So when you were preparing for tonight, getting ready to pitch for tonight, how do you prepare to go give a pitch?
Well, I've been doing this since 2018, and I'm a lawyer, and I know what I'm doing.
Yep.
I don't have to be sitting. Oh my God, I'm gonna do a pitch. I have talked in front of a lot of persons, and I say that in humility. So this is I'm very passionate with what I do. It makes me very happy,
It sounds like it, yeah.
and that's it. I love what I do, and all my team. We have a very prepared team because I don't know everything.
Yeah.
So if I have, oh my God, I don't know what to do here, I go to the experts, and I know them because I know a lot of people all over the world, and I receive the feedback. That's why I like the Lean Startup.
All right, excellent, excellent. So how did you get connected up with Kurt and Fusion42?
Oh, because I'm a startup from Manos Accelerator with Silvia Flores.
Okay,
And she bring me here.
nice. Well, this isn't your first time to Las Vegas, is it?
Come
No.
on.
All the time. You're an old pro. Old pro. Have you been here for CES before?
There was like 4 years ago that I was coming and I had all my tickets and the team, but something happened.
Yep.
The weather and our flight got canceled and everything went
Yeah,
up.
it happened.
So yeah, but
So-
this is my first time
So
here.
how,
and I love
are you getting around to see CES at all?
Yes.
What's the most impressive thing you've seen at CES so far? I mean, it's only been going for a day, but
Well, I have seen a lot of things. The robots, the medical.
a lot of robots. Yeah.
And a lot of solutions. I mean, how can you think that you have a robot that is going to go underneath a mine, that is going to carry a lot of things, where it's dangerous to go for a human being?
Yeah.
The health solutions. I mean, oh my God. No.
So
I can talk about one product. There's a lot.
yeah, there's so much. There's so much.
much,
I spent most of the day over in Eureka Park with all the startups, and I don't think I saw even a quarter of it. I mean, it's just if you've never been to CES, you don't understand how big it is until it's literally the entire city.
Yeah.
There's stuff at Mandalay Bay. There's stuff at Caesars. There's stuff at Venetian. There's stuff in the Las Vegas Convention Center. There's stuff everywhere.
Everywhere.
So,
Everywhere you go.
is there
CES.
anything?
Today, when our taxi cab told us that this is the big event for the city, not Formula One, not the
Oh,
Super
CES,
Bowl.
absolutely. This is by far the biggest thing that happens all year long here. And some years it's bigger than others. Like in the 80s and 90s, it used to be really, really huge, like 500,000 people. Then it kind of slowed down a little bit. Then it was picking back up again. Then we had COVID, and then it slowed down, and now it's picking back up again. It's amazing, and it's so great how CES has stuck with Las Vegas for so many years, and Las Vegas has stuck with CES for so many years. It's been really great how it's just worked out for everybody.
Yeah. And to see all the creation of people, talented people, it's just one idea.
All right.
And wow, goes wild, right?
Yeah. I love it. I love living here.
Yeah.
So
you live here?
I do. I live here.
Okay.
So, is there anything else you want to see while you're here this week at CES? Anything you're excited about?
I'm trying to raise money for Denfra.
Yeah, we'd like to see a couple checks get written for you, right?
That's the main.
Now is the time to be ordering food and drinks while our funders and founders join us. So don't be shy about that. Now's a good time for that. We're getting a couple of interviews. Things waiting for some folks to arrive. Good to have you.
Right. Anything else you want to leave us with? Tell us the name of your company again, and tell us where people can find you.
Denfra Innovations. Okay, my page wave is www.denfra.com.mx.
All right, great.
You can find all the information there.
So check it out. Food security for everybody in the world. You guys are going to make it happen.
FinTech, artificial intelligence, blockchain,
I can't wait.
and global sales.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see your pitch later.
Okay.
All right. Well,
Thank you.
thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Are you joining us?
I am.
All right, come on, have a seat.
Let me grab. I just wanted to tell one of my other partners to take a picture while we're doing.
Okay,
the
yeah, no,
interview.
please do. And if you wouldn't mind sharing them with us
Yeah, I will.
after we're done.
100%.
So, yeah, some folks have actually been leaving comments.
When the turn, I'm supposed to talk to you or do something with you.
Hey, Kurt, are you gonna like come tell us when we need to stop doing this? Okay, cool. Yeah. If you give us a no, we'll get them in. If you just line them up, we'll just start rolling them faster. Are you one of our founders? Come on, have a seat.
This is awesome. There is live telecast going on there.
Yeah, well, we've been adapting it as we go. So we started out just doing some live streaming at the local tech startup event every third Saturday of the month here in town. Kurt does a talk at that every month, so it's exciting. So tell us who you are. Tell us about your
This
company.
is amazing. This is marketing on steroids.
We're trying to get the word out about all the great founders who are here tonight. So
Yeah, I'm excited to be here at Fusion42. Thanks to Kurt for inviting me out here to present.
yeah.
So my name is Kat. I'm CEO of Trust Health. Now, Trust Health is early detection platform for surgical site infection for out-of-hospital patients. So,
Okay.
Most patients get discharged very quickly and they're recovering at home, and they don't
Sit a little
catch or
closer to
miss-
the mic for me.
Sure.
There you go.
They basically don't catch the signs of getting infected or complications which they're going through after surgery. So that's what our platform does. Also, it provides equity to patients of all skin colors. So every skin color gets the chance to be able to see the pictures and send it to the doctor for review.
Okay. So is it a device? How does it work? What's the tech behind all of this?
So this is a medtech device plus AI platform. So we combine imaging plus physiological monitoring and our own proprietary biochemistry tests. So combining this data, we tend to have sensor fusion and monitor the patient recovery if they're getting infected or any other complication
Okay.
post-surgery.
So like I take my phone and I take a picture of my sutures or my
We have our own medtech device.
Okay.
So we are a wound monitoring, and this combines hyper spectral technology of imaging.
Oh wow! Okay, very cool. So that's nothing to mess around with. That's nothing to sneeze at. That's a hard challenge.
Yeah, so I used to work for Stanford Children's Hospital,
Okay.
and fairly well aware of like once patient gets discharged, they are recovering. They come back for the post-surgical appointment, but they are more so recovering on their own. And we want to monitor patients closely to catch early signs of complication, so they can go back to their doctor rather than getting into ER.
So is this actually actively out in the world right now? You've
We
got
have our MVP application, but officially we will start generating revenue after we take it through FDA.
okay. So and you're pitching tonight.
Yes,
How
I'm
much are you looking to
excited.
raise out of this round?
I'm raising 1.5 million, and we have been successful in raising 640 already.
Okay,
670 actually.
Cool. And so what are you going to do with that 1.5 million?
So a couple of things. One is continue to build our AI platform. Second is continue to do strong strategic partnerships with clinical hospital system.
Okay.
And third is continuously develop our medtech device.
All right. So get that technology out there, build those partnerships, get that traction, right?
Absolutely. That's our intent.
Absolutely. So tell everybody where they can find you and where they can find out more about what it is you're doing.
Absolutely. You can go to trusthealth.ai website or reach me on LinkedIn. My name is Kadambari Bilwar. It's kind of a tongue twister, but I'm sure you'll get it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us
Thank you
tonight.
so much.
Good luck
Really
at your pitch
appreciate it.
tonight.
Thanks
Can't
a
wait
lot.
to see it.
Same. Thanks.
All right. All right. Who's next? This guy. It's definitely not you if there's a line.
Yeah. Can I put this here? Or is that bad form?
What?
Can I put this here? Or is that bad
No,
form?
fine with me. It's the internet. Nobody cares. We had people dropping F-bombs earlier, so
Yeah, well,
it's not
anything can happen.
like we're on network TV, man.
I'm Scott, by the way.
Jason, nice to meet you, Scott.
Hey,
Are you
Jason.
one of our founders pitching tonight?
No, I'm a judge.
You're a judge, okay.
Yes.
So tell us a little about you. How did you come to be a judge at Kurt's Fusion42 pitch event?
Well, I've known Kurt for many years.
Yep.
I run Black Dog Venture Partners. We're an accelerator
Okay.
that invests and helps grow tech startups. And I've been running VC Fast Pitch, my pitch event, for about 13 years.
Okay.
Came out to CES for some investor meetings. Kurt told me he's out here, and he said, Scott, you got to judge these presenting companies, and here I am.
All right. Simple as that.
Simple as that.
Where are you out of again?
Well, I'm currently, I'm in Tampa now, but I'm originally from New York and then previously in San Francisco.
Okay, Tampa's great. Isn't
I love
Tampa
Tampa.
great?
I love it.
Such a great area.
It is.
Okay, so what are as an investor, you probably have some kind of investment philosophy.
Sure.
What are the kinds of investments you like to get involved in? Do you have industries you're interested in? Do you have technologies?
Yeah.
What are you interested in investing in?
Well, industry-wise, it's mostly technology, software, SaaS, cybersecurity, obviously AI, health tech, a little bit of consumer tech.
Okay. Actually, we have a couple of health tech things here tonight that are getting pitched, so that's going to be exciting.
Yep, I'm
So
looking forward to
that's
that.
really exciting. We just the young lady who was on just before you has a health tech
Awesome.
thing, so that's going to be very exciting. What was your road to becoming a VC and running an accelerator?
Well, I started, very early. I was a trader on the New York Stock Exchange in the early 80s.
Okay.
Moved to San Francisco, was an investment banker, taking tech companies public. And then during the dot-com boom, I founded my own internet company, had 4 exits, and then was an entrepreneur, and then became an investor after that.
Okay, very cool. What was your startup? What was your company as an entrepreneur?
Well, we were involved, we had an accelerator that invested in several companies, large internet companies. We were early investors in Yahoo and MP3.com. And
Okay.
a lot of the companies that, some survived, some didn't.
Some things you may have heard of.
Yes, exactly. For your kids, your parents know about these companies. So.
Hey, look, I still use MP3 files for stuff. So this computer's always got audio MP3 files on it. So,
Exactly.
So what are you looking forward to seeing tonight?
I want to hear a good story, and I want to hear a good solution to a problem that affects a lot of people.
Okay. Yeah. Something that's going to help a lot of people, because that usually means there's a big market for it, right?
Exactly.
So what's your best advice for the folks who are watching? They're early stage entrepreneurs, they're baby entrepreneurs, maybe they're just getting started pitching. What's your best advice for those folks who are getting ready to pitch investors?
Build traction first. Pitch from a position of strength. Build a funnel, have an MVP, have a beta. Ideas are great. Investors invest in execution.
I don't know how many times we have had someone sit, not in this chair, but in a chair just like it, somewhere else, who has said traction, get that MVP done. If you're putting your own money in, or you're getting that friends and family money, talk to 100 potential customers, get that MVP built, get that beta built, traction. We say it all the time here. Kurt sits in this very chair and says it all the time, and I say it all the time into this camera, and hopefully someone will start to believe it. So are you here for the whole week for CES?
Yeah, I am. I'm here till Friday.
What's the coolest thing you saw today on day one?
I actually just flew in today.
Okay.
So far, this is the coolest thing I've seen.
Well, also we have the Sphere. Have you seen that?
Yeah, that is my next stop.
Okay, that is definitely worth seeing. What are there technologies or companies or things you want to see while you're checking out CES this week?
I want to see, real practical applications for AI. Obviously, AI is going to be all over CES.
And it is. I spent a lot of time today in Eureka Park. Lots of AI.
I want AI for Joe Sixpack. I want AI for people who don't understand tech.
You're going to see some of that, and then you're going to see some of what you expect of AI for folks who are really smart about AI, right? But that's not new. We see entrepreneurs who are solving the problem they want solved all the time, right?
Well, the internet became valuable when Joe Sixpack used it, and your smartphone became valuable when Joe Sixpack used it. Same applies with AI.
Okay, can't wait. I mean, I'm using it all day, every day,
Me
but
too.
it's exciting. It's exciting.
It is.
So, how many times have you been to CES in the past?
Wow, I've been probably here at least a dozen times, and I took a few year break because I moved back east, but I'm excited to be back. I think this is the epicenter of everything cool.
Yeah, well, we're glad to have you back. Thank you for joining us on the stream tonight. I think we're getting ready to get started, so I'm gonna take a little break here and see if we're gonna go, and then if we're not gonna get started right away, I'm gonna take some more interviews. So,
Sounds good. Thanks
so
a
it's
lot.
great to meet you. Thanks so much for joining us.
You too. Take care.
Can you get like a, are we at a 5-minute out or when we're going to start? Come on, have a seat.
What's up, man?
Hey, I'm sorry. I know you told me. I forgot your name.
Jason.
Jason, also Jason.
Also Jason, right? We had a judge that's Jason. And,
Too many Jasons.
Too many Jasons.
Are you one of our founders pitching tonight, or are you one of our
I
judges?
am one of the founders pitching tonight.
Sit a little
Yeah.
closer to the microphone
Absolutely.
for me.
We ready for this?
And all right, 4 minutes. I got 4 minutes with Jason, and I don't mean me.
We'll do it in 3.
All right. Tell us about your company. Tell us how much you're looking to raise. And let's start with that.
Okay, everybody make sure that you've got your drinks and your food.
Got your drinks and your food. You have your drinks and your food.
I'm good. I'm still trying to stick to my New Year's diet. So
I'm trying. I stopped drinking at the first of the year, and I'm doing great.
you stopped drinking. You came to Vegas.
I live here.
Oh, you live here
I was
too?
born and raised here.
Oh, awesome. Well, we have a lot to talk about. I mean, I wasn't born and raised here, but you're gonna have to come back after the pitches so we can talk again.
I would love that. I would really love that.
So,
All right.
quick and dirty before
Quick and dirty.
before
Let's
you
get
get the
it
pitch. Tell us about the company. Tell us how much you're trying to raise.
Absolutely. So the company is a group called Vision Vegas, and we're building a 45,000 square foot virtual production studio here in Las Vegas.
Okay.
To focus on the film and TV industry.
Okay.
Live events and the convention industry, the growing convention industry.
Outstanding. If you guys ever need a host for a show or an event,
Absolutely.
we're
We're going to be doing a lot of that.
So,
The studio is going to house a virtual production studio, a broadcast center, a WeWork space specifically for content creators with 2 podcast studios,
I can't think of anything better.
and the world's first LED conference room that we're naming the Holodeck. So we're raising
nice.
$28 million.
Oh wow, you are not messing
We're
around.
not messing around. We've our group, myself and my team built the first virtual production studio here in Las Vegas under the brand View Technologies.
Okay, yeah, heard of that.
So we built View. My former company invested in View. So now we're going out and we're building it bigger and better. And it's going to be a multi-purpose facility that'll have broadcast, virtual production, live events, podcasting. We're going to cater a lot more to the immersive marketing and immersive meeting space industry.
Exciting.
Yeah, we're super
So,
stoked.
is your background in this, or how did you get into this space?
Man, I sold my agency back in 2020 and was asked to go and scout new technology. And I ended up down in Tampa, Florida, and I found View Technologies, View Studios down in Tampa. And I said to myself as a Vegas native, if you guys are doing this in Tampa, Florida, I know that we can do this in Las Vegas.
Absolutely.
100%. So,
Okay.
we put a deal together where we invested $10 million into View. We brought him to the market, and as part of bringing him to the market, I took the responsibility as the general manager to launch the market.
Okay.
Brought all my Vegas connections, the state, politicians, business leaders, and then I learned the business. And a really good friend of mine from Hammerstone Studios asked me to help film a Nicolas Cage feature film.
Okay.
And I became an executive producer of that feature film, and I learned the movie business. I had already understood the convention and meetings industry from owning an agency. So I just kind of put it all together, and it was a baptism by fire project. And, you know, it's changed my life forever. I'm really excited what we're doing.
Exciting. Well, I know Kurt wants to get the pitches started,
get
so I'm going to
rocking.
let you go. I can't wait to see your pitch. As soon as those pitches are done, I want you to come back and sit back in this chair, and we're going to finish this conversation.
Sounds good, man.
All
Appreciate
right, thanks,
it.
Jason.
Thanks, brother.
We'll see you in a
Appreciate
bit. All right, folks, we're getting ready to start the pitches here, which means we are going to sign off from you for a little bit. We're going to let these great founders do their pitches tonight, and then we're going to bring everybody back, everyone who you want to see talk, learn all about what these other founders are doing that you didn't get to meet yet, talk to some of the investors, talk to some of the judges. I hope you're having a great time. Tune back in. We are going to have a great time tonight. Dave Berlin, say hi before I shut this thing down.
Hi. I was downstairs grabbing some content, but everything looks great, sounds great.
I'm glad.
Great humans in the room tonight. I'm
glad.
I'm
You
very blown away.
meeting good folks?
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah.
So I'm going to try to do a little of that here myself in just a minute. Have you met anybody we haven't talked to who we should be talking to on the stream?
No.
Okay. So
I'm going off of his view for that. So yep.
Well, I'll
we're
tell you
solid.
what.
Thank you. Please get into the right
Well, you know, we're going to have a lull here at some point, so let's line some folks up.
Let's do it.
All right. All right, we're going to sign off. We're going to let these pitches go, and we will be back after the pitches are done. Thanks, everybody, for watching.
Sweet.